everyone. Welcome to Saturday Stories, the Society of Illustrators monthly program, where we join illustrators from wherever they are in their art studios around the world. And this morning, I have the absolute pleasure to introduce you to Marianna Alcántara, who's joining us from Mexico City. She is Mexican and a completely award-winning illustrator. She's also an author and a collaborator author. And this beautiful book that we're going to be looking at this morning, which was published by Tapioca Stories, is translated into English, and the translation was done by Kit Maud. And so Tapioca Stories does bring Spanish books to the American audience, and they do translations. And we actually met Mariana at the Bologna Book Fair, the children's book fair in Bologna, Italy, this year, where she won the Portfolio Award for 2025. And I was looking at the biography for Mariana, and you can all check her website. She's got stunning books. She's a true artist. And she's won awards since 2017 from various countries around the world, including Italy, China, the United Emirates, United Kingdom. Did I say China? Yeah, so she's won awards globally and very recognized. She started teaching actually at her university where she studied industrial design, I believe it was. So it's a bit of a, like a start was in industrial design, and the college's university is in Mexico City. It's the Industrial Design National Autonomous University in Mexico. And then she studied illustration, and she now has been teaching at the university since 2015, lucky students, but continues to do an incredible body of work. And some of her books that have just recently been published that are kind of on a natural theme, or I find like we're a sensorial theme. She did Swimmers with her co-author of this book, who is award-winning Chilean author, María José Ferrada. And she's also, as I mentioned, award-winning. So this is a wonderful collaboration between two authors and an author-illustrator. And they've done the Swimmers book, which I recommend you all look at. And then this book, which it's now translated into English, and you can get it where books are sold. And it's a wonderful look at the future using imagination. So young children, you can think of all kinds of things that the future might hold. The book has magical scenery, and it's been printed. Well, Mariana has chosen a color palette of very bold neon colors with a silvery background, so it's very magical. It really does lend itself to the poetic words. So we're going to have the treat of seeing behind the scenes of how Mariana created the illustrations for this beautiful book, and then she'll read the book for us. And then we'll go to the workshop portion of the morning. And if you have some of the materials that we mentioned, you can just get started and finish it on your own. We'd love to see your illustrations. So if you take a picture, you can send them to my email, and that's Claire at Society of Illustrators. And Victoria, who is joining us behind the scenes, she'll write that into the chat so that you can make a note of where to send your artwork. And I'll pass those on to Mariana. We love to see what you create. So do ask any questions. What I do is during the workshop portion, I'll just let Mariana know where you're joining from, if you want to say hello to her, if you know her, and any questions I will pass on to her during the workshop. But for now, I would love to just pass over the morning to Mariana and welcome her to Saturday Stories.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad to be here with you on this morning and to share some drawings and some behind of scenes about my book. So let's going to start. So, can you see my empty box, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, instead of in order to present to me and to talk about me, I like to share with you this empty box, because it was a gift of my parents. And when I was a child, I at 10 or 8 years, they give me full of art materials. I remember that it has some watercolors, soft pastels, and a sketchbook, and several art materials. But the curious thing, the amazing thing for me, it was that it was a magical box, because I almost ate it. What's the reason I ate it? Because everything disappeared. And this box is so special for me because my parents, with my childhood, like the artists they are, they filled my childhood with books, interesting conversations, with papers and paintings. I'm lucky to have a home where painting and getting my hands dirty and experimenting was always allowed. They also taught me to enjoy life with passion, to cook, to paint, travel, eat, create, write, and be amazed by every detail. Above all, it is thanks to them that I learned to think like an artist. And even if I didn't realize at that time, at 8 years old. So I bring this morning a few childhood references, because I think that it's the most personal and loving books that built myself today. So the first one is this, Matías y el pastel de fresas, que it's a book about a little boy that that couldn't get to sleep. So he he going to look for. I'm a little nervous because it's a mix of rememberings of a lot of things. So this boy going to the fridge in order to look for strawberry cake, but in the middle he found a lot of strange things and transformation. And my favorite scene is this one, because he's in a tree. He thinks that it's a tree, but it's a monster. No, it's a huge beard. So the monster, it's always behind him. And after all, in the morning, with the child tells to his mother what happened, and they found his sock in the fridge. So it's that the question is: it was the monster or it was the fridge? Another book that I like a lot when I was a child is this one. And it's a story of a little boy that goes upstairs, and I like a lot this book because this little child finds a friend and creates together a common language. And this is another recurring theme in my work, is a meeting of two characters. Another book that I like a lot is this one, Matilda and the Creeper. And well, I think that my mother has a lot of guilt that I am a most passionate plant collector, but also this book. I don't know, in fact, if this book is hers or mine, but it's about a creeper that grows so fast that the covers of the house, and Matilde has to get a goat to eat it. Another book that it is my favorite is this, because I found it when I went with my dad to an engineering library, and a little girl in this place. It was so strange for me, but when I found this box, this book. It was an amazing thing for me because it was to found a treasure in all of these books that was so boring, right? So this page exactly, it's the most important for me because it means a map of possibilities and also represent the beginning of my curiosity, which I consider my superpower. I found this treasure that it's with me in several years after. That's the same when this book, because I want to tell you that when I was a child, I want to be an inventor because of this book. It's a compendium of techniques and ideas that I have seen the most. It has so many projects to build: photography, design, and drawing. And I think this is where I'm going to start my career as an industrial designer. It's my favorite book, and it holds a lot of energy. When I look at it, I forget my age and I feel again the children emotion of believing that I can build everything. So another movies were so important for me. This one is one of these. It's Alicia, and it's a surreal universe. I remember my happiness every time I found it on television. It was like two or three times. And it was so meaningful to me because the possibilities it raises. The visual elements it brings to my discourse are the little doors, the stairs, and objects that have specific effects. Drawers, bottles, scissors, socks, and nothing works as it should. And this is an important thing in my work. Another movie that I like a lot is this one. Is the name of the movie is Auto, and it's about two children that find a magic pencil, and they draw on the wall a rhinoceros that comes to life and has a wallpaper skin. Again, an object that has a magical function. Well, so this was a few books that built myself today, and I think I'm so it's amazing for me that today I can create books for other children, and but also to the children I was. So I my interestings are a lot, and it's funny for me to hear that each book it's different. And what's the reason? Well, that I get boring with easily. I think that each project, each book project has a particular voice, and my work is to find that voice. So each voice I translate it into colors and particular textures, and it's not my interest to make each book the same as the last one. I always say that when I am in front of blank page, I feel scared. I feel also that I already forget how to draw and how to make books. And I think that this is also my superpower, because to forget everything allows me to start again. To still learning and to discover new techniques, new medias, and new ways to use our materials. So until today, I have illustrated a lot of books, and three of them I have great I have great history as the same. So I think that to be an author and to have the opportunity to build the story with words and images and illustrations is the best for me. So, and this is a picture of my studio. Well, only a side of my studio where I'm here today, and I really like the creative disorder. It's a space that changes all the time. I really like to have my color pencils divided with yellow, blue, green, and also I have a lot of boxes with several materials. I like to work with wash, with oil, with acrylic paint, but I think that the media that I don't like, it's watercolor. I really tried with it, but I think it's so soft and so soft that doesn't has a meaning for me. I really like full colors and fluorescent inks, and I think because the media techniques explain something about us. So also my little clock, because I have discovered a technique in order to change the time, and I really like to play with time. Sometimes 0 minutes they are so long that I can make a huge drawing, because I really like to draw into big sheets of paper, and in other times 5 minutes to make a sketching in 5 minutes allows me to throw all the ideas that I have in my head. So this tool is so important for me. And another interesting thing that it's that my studio is full of a little sketches or characters that I made for another books, like the beer that it's here, and there are some fishes and a little dog in this side. So it's like they came to my studio as guests, and they spend with me an amazing time. We share a happiness time and another emotion, because we are playing. So I think when the book is over, I feel a little bit of sadness, because the game is over. The game of this book is over. So I really like to conserve and to keep some of these characters in order to remember the happy times. Well, I'm so bad at taking pictures of my process, because I'm really nervous on this time, and I think also that as I said to you before, that I don't know to draw, and I don't know how to make that books. So it's a process with a lot of doubts. So there are so few pictures of my crazy process, and when I starting a new book, I really I really want to change this thing, and to to take pictures and to take videos, but it's difficult for me, but I'm going to make it. This is an artwork that I just made for an art book fair in Colombia, a book fair in Colombia. So it was about animals in this forest and so many plants. So I was looking for and learning for a lot of animals that I didn't know, and this is a thing that I enjoy a lot, to learn that about things that I don't know, and to explore. So I made this art panel like a puzzle, and so in that it allows me to make a huge painting with little pieces of art that I can create at my table. So, what about my books? Well, this book that is Swimmers, that it's published now in English also, Swimmers in Spanish, Nadadores, and in Italian, Nuotatori. And this is a really book, a really good book that I enjoyed a lot, because it talks about a thing that I think that an activity that I enjoyed more than make books, that it's swimming. So here I was exploring with collage and with charcoal, and I think that these books, it's the beginning in my career of bright colors, because the previous books there was with made with orange and yellow paper, and with another palette color. So here it was my, I repeat, my beginning of the color. And I really like how the color expands and go out through the book, and it's in my table, my work table, and also in my clothes, in my skirts. It's an amazing phenomenon that happens with each book. For example, here in with this book, Nature, I was in love with blue, and everything I choose and everything I want to paint was always with blue. And after this this project, it came another, and my preference changed. So here again is the curiosity is present, and to be amazed by the little things of the life. Maybe in other another time I'm going to get in love again with blue and with yellow, and it never ends. I think I had a super job. So, and this book is a book a magic book, because you saw the characters through the light. So it was the difficult part for me in this book was to use only one color, and well, one color for the plants, and the same pink for the animals, for the characters. So at the first I feel so strange, this palette color, but in my mind, it's so important that the project, the function of the project, and this is why my industrial designer career. So the publisher and I discovered that this mix of colors make the effect, the magic effect, because when you plus pink with blue, the result is a dark purple that is so near to black, to ink black. So I'm going to tell you that here in this book, I really love to walk through my city, that it's one of my favorite things in life, and to feel like foreign in my own city. So I walk to the same way several days, looking at the trees and the birds and all little plants and insects. And each day I was sketching in my notes, only with pencil, about the most important thing, not only the things in my sketchbook, was to observe, to look with real attention to nature. And I swear you, I swear that the same, apparently the same tree, each day was a different tree, because of the light and the animals that there were, the people that walk around there. So it was a funny experiment to explore the same thing in several days. So, and the next book is the one that the reason that we are here together this morning, and this is the book Future. This was a difficult project. I think it's of the most difficult projects that I have ever made, because to thinking about what's going to happen in so many years, in thousand, hundred of years. It was so difficult to think about it in pandemics, in a time that uh, I thought that the world is going to over, and I was so scaring. I imagine the same of you, that everything is the worst, that everything is a chaos, that the illness in humans were so sad. So the most important thing for me in making books, creating books, is to connect it, connect with it, to feel the story and the things that talk about it, as they were mine. I really make a work to go into myself and to combine me what's the importance to make this book. So this what is the final result, and when I see this picture, I remember the funny days of this process. But as I was saying, it was so difficult, and I bring here some of these drawings of the process. So I start this project thinking about my dreams. I remember this one was a dream that I experiment one night, and I think that it was a scaring dream, because I remember a lot of stairs that in a dark place, and it never ends, a stairs that never ends. So I don't know what happened. Okay. So This was the first version of this project, and I imagine it like with transparent bubbles and spaces and cover spaces, because in pandemics I really want, the thing that I wanted the most is to go to see my friends, my family, but as the same of you, I I I wish I had a transparent thing that cover all my body, and in that way I could go to see them. So, sorry, my cell phone. It's saying that it's time to wake up. So, in this process, I thinking. Sorry, here. So I decided here to paint only with black ink, because it allowed me to think about only in the concepts, only in the things that I want. So I remember here my wish to be an inventor, a crazy inventor, to that creating machines, several machines. But this version of the book, it was so strange, because I didn't found yet the sentimental reason to create this book. But it has funny things, that this one that I imagined like a machine where you can enter like a fish and gets out like a beaver, or it's a transformation machine. And I was imagining too about robots, and I really want to change the traditional shape about robots. I was thinking only in floating characters, and that this was my representation of mountains. And here I start to draw some plants, but here the plants were only accessories. And another gadget like this one, when you can see another friends, like holograma. And or this other crazy machine. So I made a lot of drawings in these two versions. I think that it was there were like 19 drawings, or more or less, I can remember. But my art carpet, my art box of this project is huge. Is the most bigger carpet box that I have. So I was experimenting with some colors and translate it into inks, because it was sorry, the idea of fluorescent inks. There were so present. It was an ask for the publisher. She really wants to use fluorescent inks. So the process to make this is to work with only in black ink, and after it translated into a fluorescent ink. So here, for example, I was thinking about the water problems in Earth, and to recycle the raining water. So I was imagining these little houses where you can live in the sea, and you have a space to plant some carrots and plants and everything in a capsule. And in this environment of this version of future, and the silver ink, it was floating in the idea. But what happened? This version didn't fall to me. I still feeling fear about future, as and I don't feel so comfortable. So I don't remember exactly what happened, but you know that I love plants and nature. So I found that plants could be a real reason or future for future. I found a documentary on Netflix that talks about an architect that she's designing houses with milk and some plants. So it amazed me, and I think that in again the same mistake. Sorry, in this place. So when I found the idea that a vegetable, a nature future, I really enjoy it. I really think that I am telling the truth. And so this book, future in this place of the process, turns on a love letter to the childhood, and that are going to live on this future, and having plants as the center of the books gives me the gives me hope to know that could be possible, because I think that if if a plant exists in Earth, I don't know if humans will be exist, but the planet, I'm sure that it will exist. So also I investigate, I look for information of some places in the world where they save seeds. So in order to have each seed of a plant of and species, plants of the earth. So in one problem with another pandemic, or I don't know what, we are going to be able to plant again trees and plants and mushrooms. So to know these things at the present gives me confidence to start with the process of the book, and change a lot my drawings, because everything, each plant that I was drawing has a meaning. And this is so important for me. So I draw a lot of plants and sea animals, and all of them were made in black. And the characters of this book, I decided that they must actual humans, because when there was another drawings that I made with three arms and four legs, but these characters scares me. So I decided that if the characters look the same at the present, this it makes me feel good, and I think that to the readers they're going to feel the same. So an interest character that appears in this process was a crocodile, and it's strange because in the text of María José Ferrada it doesn't exist, but it only appears in my drawings. Let's going to see it again, and um, I think thought it was funny because we don't know, maybe at the future we are going to have a crocodile in our houses, and it will be a kind crocodile. I don't know. So the question, how did I turn the the black ink drawings into color and fluorescent ink? Well, it's a process, a digital process on computer. So I must to divide each page for each color. So one for yellow, one for gray, one for silver, and pink. So it's a little bit difficult but funny as the same way, because I have to work with the same drawing in all of the colors, the palette colors, and after my work was to erase some scenes and some objects of the illustration. So after and mix it, the inks, the magic start to appear. Here is the yellow, blue, and black ink. And after, when you add the pink one, it's full. And so this book has a lot of work, of hours of work, and but a lot of funny too, because in this state of the process, I have finishes all the ideas, all the buildings that I imagine in this future. So it was only playing with colors.
Beautiful. We're getting beautiful comments, Mariana. Yeah, lots of fans. We really appreciate all the background. It's amazing how much you thought about it, and it really makes sense in the end what you chose. It's really lovely to hear the backstory of how you created the book. I just want to give a little time check because usually we just finish at 11:30, but we got a little bit of a late start, and Mariana is sharing quite a lot of incredible information. She's going to read the book and then she'll start the project, but please stay with us. We'll run over 11:30 a little bit so she can share the project as well. But yeah, that was amazing. Thank you, Mariana, for sharing such incredible illustration background and all that you put into it with the thought for each book. As she mentioned, she chooses the style she wants to work in for each book, which is a passion for her as well. I think it's really coming through with every book you do. Very inspiring for us in the audience and fans of your books.
So let's go to read the book. Yeah. I have a video here. Silence. Okay. So, Future. Written by María José Ferrada and illustrated by Marianna Alcántara. The future is a silver thing. Days when your friend, a square-headed robot, walks with you to school. days when you go to Mars and you don't need to take the bus to get home because you can fly there with your backpack, a very special backpack. The future is a blank page on which to draw imaginary animals, fish in bowler hats, dogs that know math and can help you with your homework.
So I'm just so thrilled that everyone is enjoying this morning's Saturday Stories, because it's a real special treat to visit with Mariana in her studio. And as you can see, her work is absolutely stunning and inspiring everyone. So yeah, get your art materials out.
So the first question that I want to ask you is, what do you think houses will be in 100 years, for example? And I really want that you help me to imagine this nature future. We are going to still working with plants and flowers and these structures. So I'm going to start with some markers, and I suggest you to put your sheet of paper in 4 pieces in order to have small drawings. We are going to make diorama, and I ask you for an empty shoebox because recycling is amazing, and I think that is in the same line of this future plant type future. So we are going to use it in this way. So it's that the flat scenario of this diorama, and here we are going to imagine some characters. That's the reason I asked you to start drawing in this little sheet of paper. So I'm going to start thinking in houses. And one secret when I don't know what I should draw, I try to look to an object that it's near from me. For example, this little friend, and I'm going to draw the general shape. For example, it's like a circle, a large circle with 4 things, with 4 shapes that are here. So I'm going to turn it into a house, and it will be a crocodile house. And this marker is still sleeping. So I'm going to use this one is a chalk marker, and I'm going to think in some windows. One window, one circle window at the center, and 4 shapes inspired in this little front. So I'm going to combine with some fluorescent inks and markers to give some color. And it's so important to put on the characters. So I'm going to draw here a little girl that it's thinking about past, about us. He's thinking about past, and I think I need a little bit more of pink. And I ask you also for color papers because I really love collage, and it's easy to still creating with shapes. I think it's enough. And I have another secret for you with this crayon that I hope you have one. I really love the black crayon. I'm peeling off, and I suggest to broke it. And in this way, you can are you're going to be able to draw with a flat crayon. So you can control it better to draw in some different ways and to make textures. The similar textures that appears in the book. after, I suggest to cut your drawing into a general shape. You don't have to cut it in the line by the line.
Yeah, that makes it easier around the whiskers.
Exactly. Yeah. So after animals, I really want to draw some mushrooms. So I'm going to, and I still drawing a plant, an eggplant. And so let's create a mushroom, a big mushroom.
Oh, and Valentina, yes, now it's a very obvious and clever question to ask now. What is your favorite animal to draw? Have you drawn repeatedly any particular animal a lot that comes up? Or you, like you had a crocodile that came to mind? Um,
Crocodiles are favorite ones, are good friends, but also I really love to draw rabbits.
hmm, oh yeah,
I
rabbits.
think that they are so funny to
Yeah,
draw.
yes, you can do a lot of expression with them. Yeah, yeah.
So as in the book, I I really like to draw the tiny characters,
Yeah.
and because it was a discovering in the book while I was drawing that maybe at the future the plants are going to be so big that instead that right now, or different, or maybe the humans we are going to be so little.
That's a really good way to imagine the future. Oh, yes, yes.
So I'm going to add a little character right here.
So Mate from the Netherlands was asking, do you do a lot of drawings and sketchbooks as well?
Yeah, a lot. I have a sketchbook for each project, and I carry with this sketchbook through the cities, and everywhere I go,
Yeah.
I have this sketchbook. Okay, I want to explain you had the next step. So with a piece of cardboard, you must cut a little rectangle, and you fold it at the middle, And after you, with the glue stick, you are going to paint in this way, for example. So it's so easy because with a little piece of cardboard, you can place in like this. Be careful, and if it's so tall, you can use some popsicle sticks, and in this easy way.
Oh, to stabilize it, yes.
Exactly, because the drawing it's so you.
Yes. And then you could glue that into your diorama, into your box.
Exactly. I'm going to try with another one.
Yes.
And I have a lot of here. For example, this little one, and you can state this, and this is a little house. Oh, the light is so hard.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes, so you can do all different sizes.
yeah, all different sizes. So you can start creating a future world. And I'm going to show you another examples that I made.
And here's one Mariana made earlier. It's actually, let's see, how would the camera be so we could see it? Yes, if you can hold it like that, that looks amazing. Oh, wow. Look at that,
Yeah.
everybody. That's so magical. There is a word that suits this project. It's so cute. I love it. Oh, yeah.
And also with a piece of thread, you can put some spaceships and some
Oh,
things
yes,
that
things
are.
hanging from the top. Yes.
I,
Wonderful. So everybody, this will be on our YouTube channel, so you can revisit it. And even if you've got friends, cousins, you want to do it together in a little group, how fun, you can do this project together. And thank you so much, Mariana. It's been a wonderful morning of Saturday Stories with you, with your beautiful book. And just learning about your whole background, how you create books and your thinking behind each story, the illustration techniques, and so inspiring for everybody. So yes, come back on screen and come and say goodbye to us. And we look forward to seeing you again. Hopefully we can have you come to the Society of Illustrators in person if you're doing a visit to the city for other book signings and events. We would love to have you come and do a workshop with us and do a picture book spotlight for a new book. Maybe it'll be Zero. So we'll be staying in touch with Mariana. So for those people who visit the museum, look out for a future workshop with her. So wonderful. This looks so special.
yeah, and I also paint this box with silver paint. And so you
Yes.
can add as much elements as you want, and you can play with this future box and still building with so many drawings.
Oh, this could be such a lovely kit that you could create. Oh,
Yeah, I really love if you continue working on your future box, that you can share with me a picture.
yes, please do. Yes, we would love to see yours. So thank you, everybody. Thank you so much, Mariana. We have all enjoyed it so much.
Thank you. I really love to draw with all of you and to share with a little of the process of this picture book.